I'm Carla Oglesby, one of the attorneys with Lavin Law Group. I'm often asked whether clients can avoid probate, that process of retitling assets from the person who's passed to getting them into the names of their beneficiaries. Everyone can avoid probate, and it's a fairly simple process. You just want to take a look at all of the assets that are in your name at the time that you pass and ensure that you've got one of 4 different tools associated with each asset. The first one is the use of joint and survivor titling for accounts or real estate. Joint tenants with rights of survivorship is how a bank account or a piece of real estate can be owned, and that's for 2 people to own it together. And if one of them passes, that asset automatically becomes the property of the survivor. That's why it's called survivorship. Another tool that can be used to avoid probate is the use of beneficiaries. Most folks are familiar with beneficiaries on life insurance policies and retirement accounts, but in Ohio, you can also name beneficiaries on things like bank accounts, real estate, even your car titles. It's through the use of a designation called transfer on death or payable on death. They're interchangeable terms. It's essentially naming a beneficiary so that after you're gone, you've already designated who you want that asset to be passed to. Another tool for avoiding probate is simply the use of gifts. If it's very important to you that family mementos end up with one person versus another, you should feel free to give those things during your lifetime. It avoids probate because, quite frankly, then those assets are not yours at the time that you pass, and they're not included in your estate. The fourth tool that's available to you to avoid probate is the use of a trust. So any assets that are actually owned by a trust will avoid probate because the trust document itself will dictate where those assets are going to go after you've passed. And whether you use one particular type of trust versus another, every trust will avoid probate, but often you've chosen a particular type of trust because it accomplished some other goal for you as well. And so as long as you take all of your assets, your car and your bank account and your real estate and your personal property, if you have attached or associated one of these tools for avoiding probate with each one of your assets, you can pass and have absolutely nothing go through probate so that the attorney's fees will simply be non-existent and all of your personal affairs can remain confidential.